Those of y'all tune in, bang that subscription button, hit them thumbs up. You know what I'm saying? Come here to bring you another message today. A lot of people call me and I get put in situations, but I gotta call it fair. You know what I'm saying? People like, Wack, we need your platform. We got something to say. And really ain't got a lot to do with you, but you understand what we talking about. So let's ping up. Let everybody know Wack 100 back in the YouTube streets. We about to swerve and take a side road, a couple lefts, couple rights, and we about to pull up on California State Correctional Facility, CDC. We in these YouTube streets, we hitting these corners, and I've been getting summons by the CDC, the inmates. You know, we got a division and a divide in there. Once upon a time, it was never a division and a divide. It was just people was isolated over there, and these people was over here. Now you got main line. In the main line, you got your politics. Then you got your SNY 50-50, YOP, I just learned about, Youth Defenders Program, and what I call hot meds, but they got the EOP. There you go. And I guess all these yards is considered bad because they got a mixture of people that have done things that if you was on the main line, they would do something to you for. But some of these yards, from my understanding, talking to this gentleman, is it's like a setup. You know, it's like if you from 18 to 25, classification to send you to a youth offenders program. And from that program, I guess when you get there, you automatically bad to the GPs, this state politics. None of this stuff when I paroled existed. But hey, things change. Speaking of things changing, the 13 New Commandments of the YNs is on Amazon. Yeah, it's kind of like a rewrite from the old rules of the street to the new rules of the street. So y'all go over there and download it. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all check it out. Some of us fall up under the Old Testament. This is the New Testament, 13 of them. It gives the new commandment. It spells out how it's different from the old. There's a story, as an example, and it's case study of somebody that we all know. I got a 1 o'clock meeting, so I gotta make this quick. Can't be here too long. So nevertheless, listen, we in the YouTube streets, we been a hard right, pull over, dirt road, we crossing into the tunnels of CDC. I get a call, they say, Wack, we on the EOP yard. I'm here because I gotta take classes. I can't go back to the main line because once you come to this line, you can never go back to the main line. So I'm sitting here thinking about it. I said, okay, what you need from me? He said, look, Wack, 3 out of 5 yards in the penitentiary now are what they call PC yards, which means people that went from upstream, main line, downstream PC. He said, but here's the thing, Wack, I've been sitting here, and since I'm restricted and blocked from going back because I came down here to get some help with these classes to better myself, to make myself eligible for parole, I might as well start laying the foundation for some structure. I said, well, I hear they got like what they call PC gangs, you know, I don't know, 2-5ers and take flight. I mean, I don't really I'm not too savvy with them because this didn't exist when I was doing my time many moons ago. He said, yeah, and we ain't taking nothing from them. They are who they are. He said, but whack, it's some real dudes down here. I said, like what? He said, Lil Sonny from Six Deuce Brim. He on a 50-50. He said he down there on the level 3. Classes, he came off death row. I said, yeah, Lil Sonny was on death row. He said, I believe Lil Sonny was in there when they killed Tukey. He said, yeah, Lil Sonny, Fee from 6-0, all these dudes, they on these type of yards. Peabody, Peabody's a big deal, Factor. I said, so wait, y'all got these type of leaders that was once on the main line down on these yards? He said, exactly. He said, so let me get to it. He said, we give them the power because when they call us bad peoples or PC, we tend to drop our head. He said, but like, just like we from a hood and it's a diss to every hood, when we hit a diss, we open our eyes and our ears and we get ready for it to deal with what's in front of us. He said, but every day when we walk around and we representing our hood, we got a face to what that stands for. I said, okay, what you getting to? He said, no longer are we considering ourselves PC or bad peoples. He said, we got a movement, and our movement is to help the people. I said, I don't understand where you going with this. He said, our movement is called Made Men. I said, Made Men. I said, that's kind of like a representation of some mafia gangster shit. He said, that's a representation of order and structure. That's a representation of if somebody makes a mistake because he's young or emotional about something, we're gonna sit down like men and have a conversation when it doesn't take drastic measures. He said, we ain't no longer the little boys from up there. I said, so what, you call the niggas on the main line little boys? He said, whack. Little boys get told what to do. Little boys get told what they can't do. He said, it's real gangsters down here, regardless of what they want to say. It's real cats down here on these yards who ran them yards. So if we got the cats on these yards who ran those yards, we're very capable of standing strong on these yards. So as of today, I need you to let the people know our movement is now called Made Men. So those of y'all you deem to be PC or whatever, PC, we has a disrespect. We gonna deal with you as such. We recognize our name and our representation as made men, Crips, Bloods, whatever they may be, we're made men. So if you on the EOP, SNY, 50-50, right? And you know, we got our politics when it comes to certain things. And that's something we'll determine at our table. I said, well, I don't want to hear about that. You know, but tell me a little more about this, man. He said, why? It's inevitable. He said, bro, everything is flowing downstream, mainstream to what they call the PC 50-50 SNY EOP. So now we giving that a face. We're the made men. That's what we represent. So even cats that get out, niggas in the hood, nigga, I'm part of the made men. Cats that go back to the county, made men. So when you get back to the county, ain't finna be he Pete, nigga, we made men. If you wanna hear PC when we say made men, then you gonna feel the strength of these made men because a lot of us come from that and a lot of them couldn't deal with us face to face anyway. But when it's one of you and a whole building of them, there's nothing you can do. Right? A lot of them, we're gonna be receiving down here. We ain't gonna practice their ways. When they come down here, we ain't gonna say, oh, you stayed up there, so you can't be down here. We're gonna let you come down here. We're gonna have a conversation with you. We're gonna let you know what our rules are, right? What our program is, which is the program in here so we can integrate back into society, right? And eventually, the made men, our 3 yards will be 4. The 4 yards would be 4.5, and then they'll take those 300-400 and eventually take their mainline dudes, and they'll be locked in the cage, and we'll be controlling the yards, programming and paroling and going home. No longer we forcing the youth to come in and catch more time because they got to do other things to appease These people. He said in whack, half these people are messing with the same sex. Half these people are on drugs. Half these people are in there for bad crimes. But it's selective politicking based upon who you are, how scared of you they are. They look the other way. He said, so I can't respect it. What I can respect is knowing this 19-year-old dude just come to jail and maybe he made a mistake. So let's sit him down and have a conversation. Because a lot of us in jail have fell short on being fathers to our children on the street. So maybe we can get back and be a father figure for those kids in here who's been convicted of 10, 15, 20 years of being a father figure to them and let them turn into made men so they can continue to struggle so when they do parole, if that day comes, right, they can enter society as men. Or if they're forced to stay in here because they got life without, they can stay in here and be one of the father figures for those youngsters to continue to flow this way. He said, but I'm telling you, because we need you to get the word out. They sent me a little scroll. It's what I use for the thumbnail for this, and that came from the institution. I believe the individual, I don't know if he might be in Lancaster, but I know he's on the EOP, y'all. Hey, maybe it'll work, maybe it might not work. I don't know. But what I do know is if you call me, and I know you, I know somebody that does know you, and you need my platform to get some words out there, I don't mind doing it. Now, what I'm saying, I'm not on the EOP yard. I don't know I've never been on the SNY or 50/50. These things didn't exist in my time of doing time. So am I of support of it? I'm of support of anything that a man stands on, and that's what he stands on, and he's standing as a man, right? I got a lot of homies and Crips and Bloods and all kind of things that I know that I'm finding out that are on these yards. You know what I'm saying? Like real dudes. You know, like when he told me Lil Sonny from Six Deuce, that's a name. You know, in the once this Damu community, Peabody. I just heard, I don't know if it's Lil Lunch Meat or Lil B, Crenshaw Mafia. These is people that I know what they're capable of. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I get what they saying. And if you really do the math, if everything keeps flowing downstream and there's nothing these people could do to get back upstream, then those numbers upstream will dwindle and the numbers downstream will grow. And eventually, the control is going to be amongst those that they call bad people. It's strength in numbers. I don't care what you say. So at the end of the day, I see what they're doing, but they said we ain't doing this to cause a war with them. We doing this to have a real identity for ourselves. Shout out to Jacob Stoney for the super chat. We doing this to have a real identity for ourselves because no longer we tolerating being disrespected and disregarded because we made a mistake or made a decision as a man. So we're made men. We come from being boys to men. If they want to continue to do the boy thing, get told what to do, that's on them. But those that transition and want to come downstream, we're going to receive you with open arms. We're going to sit down and have a conversation with you and see where you may fit into the program to enhance the program. Maybe you good at teaching brothers how to read or write. Maybe you good at teaching brothers how to read the Quran. Maybe you good at educating brothers on the Bible. Maybe you good at teaching brothers how to file an appeal. Maybe you good at teaching brothers how to work out, do calisthenics. Maybe you are good at teaching brothers how to be a motivational speaker or a trade. I don't know, but now, he said they giving us processed food. They restrict what we can get in our packages. Ain't no weights. He said, so if we don't better us, it ain't gonna be no value in us. So we gonna sit here, do 10, 15, 20 years, and then parole back being the same person we were, if not worse than we left. We not doing that. A lot of people come to jail, they've been pressured into gangs, they have small stature, and they wanna take these dudes and little boy them, force them to do things. Nah, then they become PCs because they didn't want to do it. Or maybe they're not as big and strong as others and they're down here with us. Well, we receiving them. We ain't doing nothing to them. We're going to have a conversation. We're going to see how we can help this young man who you guys have groomed to be a boy transition into a made man. And the brother that's talking to me, I'm going to let y'all know who he is. Y'all been hearing a lot of him. If you guys go to Damn Homies YouTube channel, just yesterday, he had 3 individuals in the cell, youngsters, and he was letting them tell their story on how they got sent to the YOP, Youth Offenders Program. And because they went to the YOP program because of their age, they were automatically considered bad. So when they wanted to go to the main line, they couldn't. Or if they did, it didn't go their way. So now they're stuck down here on these yards. So I guess, hey, listen, man, every football team has a name. Every football team has a mascot. Every mascot has a cheer. And every team has a play. So I'm going to sit back and I'm going to watch the blueprint of the made men. This is a Damu that called me with this. He told me he's only leaving it what it is, made man. He don't want it to be Crip-orientated or blood-orientated or Bay Area-orientated. He just wanted to be human beings that have the ideology of helping one another, of understanding people can make mistakes, of not coming to prison and leaving a worse individual than as you came. So we're going to see. I thought about it and said, Wack, how you see this? I said, well, over time, this movement becomes strong, then these people will parole. And if on the streets, the people on the streets are treating dudes that's on these yards, and as I see, because Hawk, I don't know if he's young Hawk or little Hawk, but the Hawk y'all been seeing on Instagram lately, he wasn't supposed to be fighting Rainwater from Hoover. They, on the streets, it kind of like alienated him because he come off an EOP yard. But he really takes medication. He said he'd been taking medication since he's been a kid, so he wasn't gonna go to prison and stop taking his medication that he know he need, right? So if they alienating these dudes on the street and you look up, you got 5 people in parole, 10, 20, 100, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 people that in parole from the Bay, from San Diego, from LA, from the Valley, from Orange County, Bakersfield, i.e., different parts of California. Now you got a movement of made men. So, okay, we ain't got to move with y'all, but this dude is in the trucking. He's letting me know it's a plug over here. This dude then went and got his license to be an electrician. So we can, over here, some of them gonna mess up and go back to prison. So when they go back into the county jail, it's no longer gonna be that fool off that PC yard, whoop-de-whoop, I know him. It's gonna be, I'm a made man. And then it's a good chance he gonna run into some other people in there that's identifying themselves as a made man. And then before you know it, you got a whole row of made men. Men that used to run yards, who didn't blast the niggas, knock niggas out, swole niggas, smart niggas, crazy niggas, who represent that banner and stand up under that flag of being a made man. Now they go back into the system, back to the penitentiary. Guess what? Now it's 4 yards that's controlled by made men or the 2-5ers or this, and that. Remember, these other inner city prison gangs is gonna click up because they all the same. Now you got the dudes in the county jail who's mainline dudes going to reception, and instead of them sitting there 2-3 months to get moved, they sitting there 8-9 months because y'all only got 1 yard. The people that's signing the chrono, whatever that may be, it's a chrono or something, that says they can, whatever yards, they don't have a problem, who represents this made man movement, They in and out 6 weeks, 2 months, on with their program, get their jobs, their family business, their TVs, get their, their program right and they gone. So I hate to say it. On that note, it's gonna start being more attractive to be part of the made man movement. So what does that do, Whack? Well, now you just go to the streets. Let's go to the dudes running around and they hanging on the block. Shit, nigga. Niggas on the street, shit, the solid niggas ain't winning. Even when you go to the pen, you gotta go to the hole because the made men, or the PC as y'all wanna used to call them, is running the joint. So nigga, do I keep it solid and take this 20, or do I tell them this nigga and get this 5 and just hit the county and go to the made men road? This is what I can see happening if these people get this thing going, right? It's a revolt about to go down. Now, we see it affecting the streets. There's already a lot of people telling. I just got a call the other day. Big U reaching out to reach to my people, the exposers, letting us know that he's issued an apology to Whack at 600. We ain't nowhere in this paperwork, nowhere we even mentioned of being investigated, speaking to law enforcement on anything, but there is 75 rolling 60s in his paperwork telling on him. And this has nothing to do with the 6 or 7 people that's on his indictment. So now when this list comes out, if it comes out, these is, watch me, 75 people that'll be exposed. 75 people that's gonna be considered bad if they ever go to jail. 75 people that can't go to the GP, 75 people, and probably some hogs and some G's and some killers and some scrappers and some stabbers in these 75 that now make the decision like, shit, I might as well be part of a movement where I can program and join the made men. Look, I'm showing you how I can see this changing the whole face of what the prison population is and it flowing to the streets and the influence it can start having on the streets. Now, watch where it starts getting supported at. Now you look up and the youngsters not getting jumped on hoods no more. The youngsters don't feel you gotta be part of a gang or whatever. Because guess what? We telling the truth. You ain't gonna do nothing to us. Nigga, we part of the made men. So now the gang initiations, now the gang violence slowed down because these made men are from everywhere. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be some Hoover made men, some Brim made men, Paru made men, Neighborhood Crib made men. It's gonna be some Long Beach made men, and that, don't get me wrong, it's gonna still be that section on the street who ain't with it. But let's be real. Majority of the section on the street that ain't with it today are leaving the hood. They don't care what you doing on the block. They don't care who telling. They not breaking the law no more anyway. So now it's no resistance. And even if it is, let's keep it real. Some of these made men, shout out to Cali neighbors, Bakersfield, thumbs up. Now these made men, that's fools, that still know how to do what they know how to do, who say, hey, look, homie, I'm a made man, but I'm a rider. I put in work, right, for the cause. Now, the made men not only outnumber the GP in prison, now they outnumber them on the streets. So you don't know where they at. They ain't on the block, but if you woofing, they can tap in over here, tap in over there, do their business, travel, picnics. Next thing you know, you got a rapper. Call itself a made man. Now we making it popular. Now, the parents are saying, we applaud that. The kids ain't gang banging no more. Y'all teaching these kids how to do right. My nephew got killed when he's in there, and y'all not doing that no more. Now, history starts to repeat itself. Whack, what do you mean by that? Just as the Crips and Bloods and Power Rules and Hoovers started to cross in the other states, Vegas and Arizona, Minnesota, and Atlanta, and all these Tennessees and New York, Florida, Alabama, Houston, Texas. Now, the other jails In the other states, now we talking state. I ain't talking feds. That's a whole nother monster. Now, they start to adopt to what California is doing with this made man movement in their system, because now the same thing's going on with them, just as they adopted to claiming Crip, Blood, Paru, neighborhood, Hoover. Now you got a movement. Now me, hey, listen, I've been telling y'all I'm no longer a gangbanger. I'm from where I'm from. That's where I grew up. Do I wake up and hate a dude because of where he from? Absolutely not. Shout out to Punch OB for the super chat. Absolutely not. I deal with everybody based upon how they deal with me. But this is just, this last 10 minutes, 15 minutes have been me. When I got off the phone with the brother who called me about this made man movement that he's setting the foundation for, and I thought about it. I'm like, damn, Wack, do some critical thinking on what could come of this. Where could this go? Now you look up and you got the religious groups, the Muslims, support the made men. Because guess what? They walking the kids to school to make sure they ain't getting bullied. They are helping people get jobs, right? They are making sure the gang violence is out of low because they ain't gang banging, because the made man ain't just Crips or Bloods or Hoovers or this. The made man from everywhere, because you guys have created something in prison that says everything's going downstream, but nothing can come back up. Whoever are the people that's making these rules up top, I don't think y'all thought this out. Even on the streets. Homie do something, niggas ain't killing him and putting him off. You DP him, sit him down, sometimes a conversation, and you make him stronger and wiser. Let me tell y'all a story about a youngster that hit the yard when I was a youngster. It's a youngster named Mousy, LA Lanes, right? And when I was there, I was young. I had keys to the yard. I had some G homies who was mentoring me and made sure I made right decisions, right? And Mousy had got a fresh 15 years. Had never been to YA, never been to camp, nothing. County, straight to the 3-yard. So I'm behind the vote gate. I come out, and it's a certain dude from Mousy Hood that was on the paperwork, lifer homie. Say, hey, homie, since you telling me all the young homies is y'all got your own thing and y'all no cut, dude gotta go. He didn't handle his business. Who didn't handle his business? Mousy. Paul, nigga, holler at the homie. Mousy, what's happening? Nah, Wack, I was spinning the lap. It was like 4 niggas from 40s over there. We locked eyes, niggas jumped up. So it was 4 of them. So I kept it moving to get to the homies and double back. Okay, Mousy, how you handle that next time, you get off. And however it go, the homie's gonna come behind you, we gonna clean up. We beat you in the hole, right? I said, but in the meantime, let's spin it. It was a rolling 40s on the yard. Rest in peace, my comrade, Scooter, neighborhood rolling 40 crib. I say, Scooter, problem with the homie? Wack, you know, the nigga looking, okay, the homie need that. He running everything. We go in the 4 building. At the time, I believe Bill Blast or the homie Smurf, the homie Squirrel from NHB 20s. So they had it where we could regulate, get to a cell for a squabble. Mousy ain't got no hair on his face. His voice ain't deep. He young. I'm young too, but I'm groomed. I didn't been doing it. I say, Mousy, you got it? He say, on lanes, blood. That's how Mousy talk, on lanes. Nigga, I ain't no punk. Wack, you know, you told me what to do, now I know what to do. Mousy going in sales, thunder. I'm gripping up on my shank. I'm like, damn, blood, this nigga Scooter from 40, just my nigga. This shit finna go bad. Mousy step out the door. Hey, on lane, send the next one. Scooter sent another one. Mousy drag him out. On lane, send the next one. Paul Root, Mousy, come down. Scooter, look, blood, the homie that ran his face. We know what it is, respect the homie hand. Whack, I squabble all these niggas, you done did enough. Right? We come out. I tell, and I'm gonna say it, the nigga, blood name would think was football or earthquake or something. From Lanes, LA Lanes, you was foul, blood. Cause Mousy was young, starting a 15-year brand new joke. And because blood wasn't cut, they wouldn't listen to you. And we had our own movement. You was ready to try to throw the homie away with the overall yards politics, right? I didn't go for it. So I understand what they saying about sometimes you gotta sit a homie down, have a conversation, because maybe they didn't know. Mousy right now today is respectable. I did another year, 18 months with him. I think I took off on some fools, went to the hole, and ended up somewhere and paroled a couple years later. But Mousy right now today stands a respectable homie, no smut on him. But he didn't know. He come to jail 22, 23. I started doing mine with Lil Mont at 11, 12. It's a difference. Sometimes people just don't know. You gonna start a new job, my nigga, you just might not know. Ain't that you don't know how to do right. Nigga just need to give you a little direction. But Mousy had the heart of a motherfucking lion. And on Paru, the homie got hands. Nigga, he ain't just whoop them, he was dragging them niggas up out of there, laying them on the tier. Police laughing. But I get it. The made men are saying, bro, we want to strengthen. We don't want to break down. We don't want, because we can take advantage nah, fuck all that. Since everything is rolling downstream and they sending us the numbers, we gonna take this, put a face on it. We calling ourselves the made men of this our movement. Now, just 2 weeks ago, I got another call from some brothers on the 4 yard. They say, Whack, these dudes is trying to justify their bullshit because they've been disciplined and they couldn't handle it. And we need to let the people know these dudes did this, that, and the other. And I'm starting to realize, and I understand what the homies are saying. It was a bunch of NACs and some East Coasters from the six pack. They called me. Life of niggas been down for a while. I think where they at a disadvantage right now is the transition of the streets and the youth. Shout out to Hip Hop Council for the super chat. They don't care. In my era, people cared. It would ruin your reputation. They don't care because just like it's flowing downriver and it's more people going bad than staying good, it's more people on these streets who is in the same predicament. So it ain't like they alienated. And now that these individuals in these institutions, we're gonna see where it's gonna go, have now given themselves a face and identity and bylaws of what they stand for and what they represent. It's like anything else. People gonna sign up for it, whether you like it or not. Me personally, I'm gonna continue my push of building my foundation, setting it up so my children are okay, loving my woman, and creating a lane for my comrades and homeboys to be able to plug into so they can do what they need to do. That's what I'm on. To the children, to the youth, stay sucker free, stay gang free. Sticks and stones will break your bones, words will never hurt you. There's a story that I always remember, a childhood story. Whenever you feel like it's over with, whenever you feel like you can't go no more, whatever you feel like you don't know what to do, always remember the little engine that could. And the punchline in that book was, I think I can, I know I can, I think I can, I know I can. Self-motivation, self-hope, self-inspiration is always gonna be the best fuel for any human being. And on that note, I'm gonna let y'all rock out to the brothers on the line. I know some brothers like Whack, Why you giving him a platform? I don't know this brother personally. He represent a tribe that I'm close to, and one of his G homies is still standing with him from his set. So again, I'm just delivering his message, and I gave you my insight on how I see this might turn out. To all the other brothers that's on the main line, or whatever, by any means, if it's something you want me to get out there, feel free to tap in. This is the Honey Show. It's the YouTube streets. We done made a hard right, hit the tunnel, and we didn't pull it up in the CDC tunnels. Give me a call. And for those of y'all that want to hear more about what's going on the 50/50 PC SNY yards, tune in to Damn Homies TV. She got about 50 interviews up. That's what she's been doing, giving these people without a voice to tell people what's going on. In the meantime, between time, y'all keep y'all head up. Ego Exposed on Amazon. The lovely Queen R&B and myself have authored a book together exposing everything about us, how we come together. It's even a chapter in there that says he cheated, so I cheated too. Go check it out. It's on Amazon. The 13 New Commandments of the YNs is also there. 71-page book. Go check it out. Something I put out there. Give me your thoughts. And you can also catch me on the 100 Side of Clubhouse. And tune in to No Jumper every Sunday, 12 noon. This week, me and Lush, we picking 2 underground artists from LA. You go to look on _ The Honey Show, you'll see a microphone. Tag an underground artist you may know that wants to come in to No Jumper and be interviewed either Wednesday or Thursday. I got to figure it out. In the meantime, follow my queen, R_ANN_B. And Nothing But Sports. All you boxers out there, Wack just got a huge boxing contract. Nothing But Sports. Tap in. I got to create the site and everything, but we got an event coming November 7th, our 72nd event. We got another event coming January 10th. You boxers out there that have been training hard, working hard, you need a platform. You need to get in that ring, get some ring time, to get some fights up under your belt. Tap in, Nothing But Sports. We will be a site, we will be an app, and we are active company right now as we speak. So y'all tune in, Nothing But Sports. Y'all remember that. Y'all stay safe, keep your head on the swivel, and I'm out.